Hello, Melissa.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fine. I'm just a bit nervous. I didn't expect a phone call.
Now, why are you nervous? Tell me.
Because I was just sending a message to say I know the guy. I like him, and then I was gonna go to work. So
Okay,
now I'm here.
you sent us a message to say you know the guy, you like him. Okay, so
Yeah.
what do you know about him, and why do you like him?
Well, I don't know much. I just know his videos, and I've been following his page like on Facebook and Twitter and things since I was 17, I think.
Oh, wow.
Because, yeah, so a friend of mine sent me a video, one of his videos, and then I've been following since then.
All right, and I take it you're a little bit older than 17. You certainly sound it.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm 23.
Oh, you're old, yes, yeah. Over the hill, girl, over the hill. All right, so, so what have you learned from Trent Shelton? I mean, it's all fair and well watching videos. We can all do that. What did you take away from it then?
I think at 17 and you're still a bit fuzzy in life, like you're trying to figure things out. So, well, not really, but things were hectic then. So we always posted these videos about self-worth and protecting your heart and about God and following God the right way and things like that. So whenever I felt like things were hectic, I used to watch a video or just randomly I'd go on Facebook and I'll get a video like put things a bit into perspective for me. So I've learned a lot. I've learned more about self-respect and things like that. So yeah, it really helped me.
All right, now you've got him blushing, eh? Which is not an easy thing.
For real.
For really sitting here, say hello to the woman, Trent.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good, and you? Oh my word, you sound so bitter over the radio when on the radio.
Oh, wow.
So nice, oh my word.
Cut to the chase, why don't you?
I'm doing great. I appreciate your support. It means a lot to me.
No, thank you for your inspiring words every day. It's really helped. Well, it's helped me. I'm not sure about other people, but it's definitely helped me through many things. So thank you.
No problem.
Good stuff, Melissa. Thanks very much for sharing your story with us, okay?
Thank you. Have a good day, guys.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, so you know we sit and we have these meetings ahead of the show and we plan the guests and so on. And when somebody said motivational speaker, I figured some over the hill bloke who clearly just has more time in his hands than he needs, and figures, you know what, I'm going to tell people about my life and I'll make a bit of money on the side. You know, that's sort of the nature of motivational speakers. And this very young. Very suave, very dapper, very healthy-looking bloke walks into the studio and just blows all of that out the water for me. Morning, welcome back to Cape Town.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure. I know it's a long-winded intro, but you almost break the mold single-handedly of what motivational speakers are, or what they in people's mind's eye would look like.
Yeah, for sure. First of all, I never wanted to be a motivational speaker. You know, it wasn't like something I set out to be. This is my dream. I just went through a hard time in my life, and I started sharing my story to help myself, and people started to relate to it. And so I'm always with being myself. I'm not the suit and tie guy. I don't even like the title motivational speaker. I mean, I know that's what people have to say to categorize me. I'm just somebody that wants to use his life to help people, straight up.
Okay, so fill in the blanks for us, because that's kind of what you do now, and perhaps that's the thing that people would know you for now. The almost the collateral for people to want to listen to you comes from the fact that you were a professional sports person. You played in the NFL.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, I played there, but I wouldn't say like that's like why people know me, because just my career in the NFL was very up and down. You know, the NFL is everything. NBA. In the States, and every kid growing up, that's what you want to do, similar to soccer or football here or rugby. And you know, when I went to the NFL though, that's when I kind of lost my life, just to the lifestyle, you know, the fame, the money, everything like that, and getting cut and getting fired pretty much drove me to depression, suicidal thoughts, drugs, all that type of stuff, man. And I found myself through the birth of my son and my best friend committing suicide, so that helped.
And talk to us, because we tend as outsiders to look into a life like that and say that is the pinnacle of success. You look at him laughing, but I mean, come on, that's the story, right? People look at that and say, you know what? Yes, you're living everybody else's dream. You're playing sport for a living, which most people would want to do. To be a professional sports person is I suppose the ultimate. It's a skill, it's a talent that you're converting. It's a passion that translates into money, into a career, into a lifestyle. What could be so wrong about that?
Well, I actually read a quote the other day by Jim Carrey. He said, "I wish everybody in the world can get what they want to realize that it's not enough." And it's true. I mean, you think you want money. Once you get a certain amount of money, it's not enough. You know, you got to find happiness within yourself. Nothing wrong with having dreams and fulfilling those dreams, but if you don't have self-happiness, if you don't love yourself, at the end of the day, you're still going to be empty, you know, straight up. And I've seen it happen multiple times. That's why you have celebrities that commit suicide. That's why you have athletes that go through depression. I mean, you see it all the time because everybody thinks material things will make you happy. That's temporary happiness, and it's not true fulfillment. True fulfillment comes with perspective and just owning your life and appreciating your life. Appreciation is the key to any success.
At what point would you say, Trent, at what point of having money
Yeah.
do you realize that it's actually not about the money? Because so many people have this tantalizing notion that if only I had money, if only I could pay for my bond, if I could go out and buy the car of my dreams, if only I had money and could literally walk to the airport with my passport and stand at the counter and say, I'd like to go anywhere, please. You know, if I had that level of financial freedom, I would be fulfilled, and I would perhaps have achieved what I want out of life.
Yeah, I mean, money will bring you a type of freedom. You know, it just can't run your life at the end of the day. And it's kind of like, I mean, I've been able to visit, you know, third world countries like Fiji, and you see them with basically nothing, but they're the happiest people in the world. You know, so getting that money, it's kind of like things that you buy, right? You can go get a car. After a year, that car wears off. You can get new clothes, new shoes. I can't wait to get these shoes. And then after a while, you get used to that. And it's the same thing with that. I mean, you're going to need more and more and more. And I think we live in a society now with social media that teaches you that you're not enough, because every time you hit, even followers, you know, I got 1 million followers on Instagram, and okay, cool. After you get that, what's next? I need 2 million, I need 3 million. And you live a life full of chasing fulfillment, and that wears you out.
Okay. In discussion with Trent Shelton, he is a former NFL. What the hell is a wide receiver?
Yeah.
I mean, you stand wide and you catch a ball.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're pretty fast. Yeah. You run down the field, and you know, you get the ball thrown till you catch it. And so I know in rugby, y'all don't really throw the ball forward pretty much.
Ever. But we don't throw it forward much. You're not allowed to. It's not the way the game works. Yeah, okay. I'm wide, and I
Are you fast?
things
Are you
once in a
fast?
while. Oh, no. Not fast.
No,
not,
Thomas.
Not athletic, nothing. I'm just wide. I'm a wide person. That's what I am for a living. Okay, we've got a spot of traffic now with Jules. Jeffrey Osborne on the Wings of Love at 27 now after 8 o'clock. Trent Shelton, an unwilling motivational speaker, unwilling by title, but he embraces the craft completely. He's in studio with us, has loads of followers on social media, and travels the world as a younger person, motivating people who've gone through a really difficult time, you know, as opposed to a much older person who, through the benefit of life experience, decades of it, attempts to tell people what they can do to fix their lives. Here's somebody who's young and funky and dynamic and with it, who says, hey, you know, this is how you should be doing stuff. We've got Ashley on the line with us. Morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Well, thanks, and you?
No worries. You say to us you've been following Trent on social media for 2 years now.
Yes, 2 years ago, a friend of mine tagged me in a video of his on Facebook that was all about self-worth and how healthy relationships should be. And ever since then, I've been following him. So he definitely picks you up on days when you really need it.
Okay, now, Mike like is not sitting here and can't hear a damn thing you're saying. What about him as opposed to anybody else on social media is the difference for you? Because, I mean, come on, this stuff is dime a dozen. Everybody could potentially be doing it. What about his messaging? Hit the mark for you.
I think it's the way he brings it across. He's so extremely passionate when he speaks about the topics that he's speaking about. Like, it's something that hits home for him, and it's not just a random thing that he's talking about. So, and I think that's what comes across in his messages, is the way that he speaks about it.
Okay. Now, make like he is listening. Anything you want to say to him?
Other than I'm so excited for Saturday. I really cannot wait for Saturday to come to his show. And I can't wait to meet him. That's all. I'm just so excited.
Oh, fantastic. Well, he can't wait to meet you either.
That's right, Ashley. I'll see you there. All right, make sure you let me know who you are.
I definitely will.
Awesome.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Okay. Now, listen. Come on, I've got to ask this. it can't be coincidence that it's women who are saying to me, this guy, he cut straight to the heart of what I was dealing with. What's that about?
Well, I have men too, a lot of men, but I'll just put it like this. I think with men, and I think we all can attest to this in here, is that, for just in society, we're taught to hold our emotions in. And I think now it's becoming more acceptable to be open about your stuff. But I mean, a lot of the videos that go viral are about relationships, but I have my biggest videos about friendships. So, I think women are more outspoken and they show up to events. So, but it's for everybody, for kids. I mean, just go look at my social media. You'll see all walks of life, all colors and everything.
And the fact that you're a much younger person, that's got to have some currency with people. They could potentially resonate more. It's potentially a peer or a contemporary as opposed to a parent.
Right.
I mean, motivational speakers tend to be older people. They're in their 50s.
Yeah.
Where suddenly my father or my mother, somebody from that era telling me what's wrong with my life or how I can improve things. Yeah, it's a buddy. It's somebody who I could sit down with, have a cup of coffee, have a drink with. There's got to be value in that.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think people find just me relatable. I'm not a person that says I have it all together. I'm not like the top of the mountain telling you how to get up there. I'm climbing the mountain with you. And I just come from a real place. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm not trying to act like I don't have struggle, because we all do. And I think a lot of, motivational speakers are people that, if they're older or not, they come from a place of authority and saying, I have my life together. And that's not the truth. So I'm just like you. I'm just sharing my story, and I get inspired by people too. So we're all in this together.
Well, you're not like me, because I don't make a living motivating people. That's a big difference.
You do it in a different way, I'm sure. In a different way.
We try. All right, so Trent Shelton, he's with us for a while longer. He does the spoken word freestyle. We're going to put him to the test on that. A couple of more of your comments, a couple of more of your thoughts on the way. Right now, though, it's news time.
FM News.
So just to debunk that Fuma Makina myth that it's all about the women, we've got a bloke named Gideon on the line. How's it, Gideon?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
No worries, man. No worries. So talk to me about you and Trent.
Yeah, no. He actually saved my life.
He saved your life?
More than one occasion,
Okay.
About a few years back, it always starts off. You meet a girl, you in love with this girl, head over heels, and, things doesn't work out, and then problems come, and you feel like your life is in shatters, And my mom sent me one of his messages just when the bubble burst.
Wow.
Where it was, still this line, the line I use and a line I still live by till this day is that your imperfections are perfect to the heart that's meant to love you. I remember that message so vividly, and till this day I'm just sitting here, I'm getting goosebumps, because when my mom sent me that message, I was actually thinking to myself, you know what, life is, I've had a failure, a rough deal, and no one can love me. There's no one for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually thinking of taking my life in more than one occasion, It's hard in this new day and age that we live in. I'm an old soul, but I'm a millennial, so I'm an old soul.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got his message, I thought to myself, okay, you know what? God has a bigger plan for my life. And at that moment, I was ready to actually just call it a day, Just call it a day. And when I got his message, my mom sent it to me, and I listened to it probably about 3 or 4 times. I've changed phones, but I still have that same message. I have all his memes on my phone.
Yeah.
And I follow him constantly, religiously, because what he's saying is so true, and he actually saved my life. And I am thankful, and I just wanted to say thank you.
Okay, well, don't tell me. Tell him. He's listening.
Thank you so much, Trent. You actually really saved my life.
Man, I appreciate you. And I just inspired the change, man. You had to make the choice to change, man. So just keep moving forward. Like you said, that's a chapter of your life. It's not your whole life. So I'm proud of you for moving forward. It takes a lot of strength.
Yeah, I know. And your messages, even till this day, your messages that you speak about, it's not a continuous, the same thing over and over. You're building on something. You're building on a foundation, and you're trying to install a different mentality, and I thank you for that. Especially from my side, I thank you personally.
Man, let's get it, man. I appreciate you.
Good stuff. Gideon, I know it's very personal stuff you shared, but thanks so much for doing so, all right?
That's no problem. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good day.
Go well, man. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
So, I mean, what goes through your mind when you hear stories like those? And I mean, it's obviously not the first time you've heard it. I mean, it's also not about stroking your ego. I get that. I mean, you don't sit there and say, "Yeah, damn right." You know, it's none of that. But I mean, what resonates inside of you about a story like this?
Man, it inspires me. You know, the journey's hard sometimes. You know, when even in my shoes, you know, it's a lot of pressure at times. People don't see that. So when I hear stories like that, it inspires me. It also reminds me when I was at that point, you know, and it really touches my heart because I remember being at that point in my life where I felt like my life was over. So for somebody to take my messages and just to keep living, to give tomorrow another day, another try, should I say, it really means a lot and inspires me.
And do you have anywhere in your conscious thinking when you're recording these videos or putting your messaging out there, do you have in your mind an image of somebody like a Gideon who's in trouble, who really needs to hear what you're wanting to share? Yeah,
for sure. I definitely picture somebody. Even when I speak, I picture I'm talking to one person. And even I make my videos, I'm thinking I'm picturing I'm talking to one person that really needs that message. And I think that's what resonates with people because people always say, I feel like you're talking to me. And even though I'm talking to a lot of people, I'm definitely trying to connect with that one person that might need that message. It's about impact and not numbers. So if I can help one person in one video, with just one video, then it's all worth it for me.
Good stuff. He's in Cape Town Friday and Saturday. We'll find a little bit more about. I heard, I think it was Melissa or one of the others we had earlier saying, I'm going to his show. All right, so it's a show, but what happens at the show? This is what I'm wanting to know. What does he do? What does he talk about? What does he say to people? And why would they want to spend money hearing it? We'll bite into those nuts and bolts in just a bit. All right, so people who come down, what are they coming to? Are they coming to a talk? Are they coming to a show? Are they coming to a performance? What is the TrentShelton experience?
It's kind of all of that mixed together. I'm big in performing arts. Out here, it'll be a little bit different just because of the location where we're doing it. But it's just the experience on a journey, should I say, becoming the best you. So it goes different every time because I really speak from my heart, but I can promise you they will leave there, you know, wanting to make the change, and hopefully I can give them the tools to really push that because I don't want them to come be excited and whatever and do nothing with their life. So it's an uncomfortable experience. I'll just be honest with you. I'm going to touch places that you probably don't want to go visit, but I think that's what needs to happen in order for change to take place.
Okay, and is it complete the picture for us. Is it you on a dark stage on a chair talking? Is it you prancing up and down?
Yeah.
Is it a PowerPoint audiovisual multimedia extravaganza laser? What are people arriving to experience?
I don't want to give them too much away, but you can expect that. Definitely PowerPoint, a lot of dope visuals, cool visuals, a lot of instrumentals, music that'll be going on. I'll be doing spoken word, and so I'm really big in music and things like that. But I think it'll be an experience that they won't forget, hopefully.
Okay. The spoken word thing, it keeps coming up. So we're going to put him to the test. Maybe a showdown with you and Taps.
Oh, what? No.
No,
Thanks.
A showdown of the two big guys.
No. I must leave here with my integrity. Please.
Too late for that, mate. Too late. Okay. We'll see how it goes. So a little bit of the spoken word stuff. That on the other side of all of this.
Hot FM traffic.
Now, to 9 o'clock, so my guest in studio, TrentShelton, he's back by popular demand, as they say. You've been to this country before. What was it like?
It was amazing. The people, I love the hike, scenery, food, everything. The energy is amazing, so I definitely had to come back.
All right, and which parts of South Africa have you seen?
Just Cape Town.
Oh, okay, just Cape Town.
Going to Johannesburg on Sunday, so that'll be the first time there.
Yeah, well, you're not...
Yeah.
Don't expect much. In fact, if you want to cancel Joburg, you feel free. I mean, it's actually all about Cape Town, really. It's going to be such a letdown traveling north in this country, I promise you. All right, so you keep harping on about this music, spoken word, art form thing of yours. What is it?
You know, I guess a while back I used to rap pretty much, and I'm just big in music. I feel like music touches the soul. Even being a speaker, I don't care who the speaker is. I mean, if you just stand up there for 2 hours, you know, it's boring.
Yeah.
So I just like to inspire people in different ways, and spoken word if you want to call it that, is just the way I do it.
Okay, so spoken word, for people who don't know the concept, is a lot different from what we're doing now. We are speaking. That's a different concept entirely from spoken word. So spoken word, I mean, it's almost like funky poetry, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of poetry we wish we all had learned at school, as opposed to the stuff that they kind of crammed down our throats.
True.
So give us a sampling of the kind of spoken word you love doing. Off you go.
All right. Let me see. All right. The first step to being happy is trying to please everyone else. What's the point of gaining the world's approval if that gain means you lose yourself? It doesn't add up. So tell me this. Why do we care so much about the opinions of others that can care less about us? And even myself, I care so much to be liked. And why? Just to impress people who could care less about my life? Just to impress people who magnify my flaws, judge my imperfections as if mistakes aren't a part of us all? As if we all never fail? We all struggle. And it doesn't make you better because you hide yours well. It doesn't make you better because you act like you got it together. Because me and you both know if your walls could talk, they would say something different than what you let the world see. So shame my name, crucify me, pick me apart, but I'm through fearing your commentary because only God can judge me. And that's not an excuse, that's the truth. But when you understand this, hating on others only means you aren't working on you. So work on who you are, because that's the person you're responsible for. And giving pain won't help you heal yours. Exposing someone else's battles won't help you win your war. So I'm going to give right now. Yeah, I'll just stop right there.
There we go. Jeez. All right. That's on Facebook. Facebook Live has just gone berserk on that one. If you want to go along and just have a look and understand what it's about, check it out on our Facebook page. And
Sure.
and I suppose it's that connection then, Trent. It's a different form of connecting with people. It speaks to a younger, very vulnerable and dare I say it's still impressionable set of people who would be amenable to a message like yours.
For sure. It's just amazing. Like the age is like all over, but I just, I'll go back to this. I just think they know that it's real for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to impress people. Like I said, I'm not trying to be something that I'm not. It's just coming from a real place. And I think when you come from a real place, it's not about being perfect. I think people recognize that and they can feel that. And that's what I just try to be, just myself, whether that's enough or it's not enough for you. I don't really care. I just got to be who I am.
Okay, good stuff. He's got a show in Cape Town this coming Friday, this coming Saturday at the President Hotel. We'll stick all the details up on our Facebook page. Otherwise, just Google. I mean, his name is Trent, Trent, Shelton, Shelton. That's it. Just Google him, and I'm sure the booking details, all of it will come up if you can't navigate your way to our Facebook page. Give us an idea of what 2018 looks like for you. I mean, so you've breezed into our city. You're here for a couple of days. Heaven forbid you're going to Joburg. And what happens after that? I mean, what does your schedule look like from here on in?
I have a family, so I can't travel too much all the time, but I get back, I do a few cities in the States, and then I get out to Fiji, Sydney, New Zealand, and just throughout the U.S. So it's pretty packed, and I'm working on my book. My book will be released worldwide probably the end of this year, early next year, so that's the focus right now.
Okay, first book?
First traditionally published book. I've self-published some books, but this is the first big release.
All right, and where in the works is that?
As far as how far along I am?
Yeah, it's still in your head, or have you actually got stuff done?
It's I got about one chapter left, which I'll finish probably on the plane ride back, since it's a long plane ride, and then I'll send it off to the publishers, and I'm sure they'll shred it, and then I got to get back to that. So it's a process, but it's been about a year process, but it's going to be worth it.
Okay, good stuff. Well, listen, Cape Town's gone absolutely berserk. If the feedback on all of our social media platforms is anything to go by, this is a very welcome, albeit long overdue visit, and I'm sure there'll be the demand for you to come back. So pull in again when you're next in town, all right?
Definitely will do that. Appreciate you guys.
Good stuff. Trent Shelton. I think we've been really blessed this morning to have had him with us. Check out all the details then on our Facebook page.
Our bonza of the day is Pearl.